Honestly, if somebody would have told me that climbing the world's most beautiful mountain is gonna be like this, I'm not sure if I would have come.
Climbing mountains is one of the most dangerous hobbies in the world. Each year, thousands of people lose their lives in high altitudes. And from my own experience, I can say that conquering the high peaks,
I'm afraid of heights.
where there is barely enough oxygen to breathe, is a literal torture for our bodies.
6,088 meters. Crazy.
Yet for some reason, we're still drawn to them. Mountains offer something special for the deepest parts of our souls and fulfill our hearts with a feeling that is hard to describe in words. However, I do believe it is possible to portray this magical feeling through the art of film. And so today, we want to show you what it's like to climb the world's most beautiful mountain. Or to put it more simply,
So this is the story of how we climbed Mount Fuji twice.
our adventure this time began in a hotel room about 2 hours south from the famous mountain.
Why do all the cool hikes have to start at 6 in the morning? Why can't they start at 11 or 12:30 or... I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm tired.
Well, and when I was done complaining, it was about time to hit the road. We headed towards Fujinomiya bus station, and once there, it became obvious that we were far from the only people hoping to conquer the prettiest mountain in the world.
We got on the bus. It's the first bus today to the mountain, and I think there's like 15 more people waiting outside, although the bus is completely full.
The bus ride lasted a little more than an hour. Quickly, the towns and villages seen from the windows turned into ancient forests. And for the last 10 minutes or so, it was quite hard to see anything at all.
Okay, that was hell of a journey. You go on a bus, and it's hot, tropical summer's day, and when you come out, it feels like you're stuck in a steam cleaner.
Yes, we were deep inside a cloud, about 2,400 meters from the sea level in a place called the 5th station. Or in other words, the bus drove us as far as the roads go.
5th station on Fujinomiya Trail.
Fujinomiya Trail, there's 4 trails, and we took the one that's less frequented.
It took us few moments to get used to the new environment.
So, where's the elevator?
There's no elevator.
Escalator?
No escalators either.
We gave a mandatory donation to the organization that takes care of this mountain.
So this is where you pay the 1,000 to get on the trail. It's like a donation, but also in a way to keep the mountain running, the trails running.
Yeah, I know. I also hate it when a ticket is called a donation. But just before we were ready to start climbing, a little lady stopped us. And in a weird way, she reminded me of my first girlfriend. Because somehow she managed to take away every last piece of self-confidence that we had.
Well, if you aren't worried before, then this lady makes sure that you got enough things to worry about. So she told us that we're expecting thunderstorms, which is absolutely terrible on the mountain.
She told us how each year 10 to 20 people lose their lives on Fuji.
Of course, she also reminded us about altitude sickness, which will be a problem.
And from our own research, we knew that this mountain is literally an active volcano waiting to erupt.
The scientists say that the magma chamber of this volcano has a lot of pressure in it, and it just takes like one earthquake to trigger it. So I am a little bit worried about it. And you might think like earthquake, it doesn't happen that often. It happened yesterday, like we were sitting in a hotel room and we got 4.3 magnitude earthquake.
Holy shit, it felt like a truck went past the house. And then I looked at Joe if he felt the same. I'm shaking.
That was Liisu's first earthquake.
But quite surprisingly, all of those risks are known to the 300,000 people who attempt to climb this mountain each year. And the fact that they still choose to do it serves as a proof of the incredible feeling that this video is about. One step at a time, our journey towards the peak began. It quickly became clear that Fuji is no ordinary mountain.
And straight away you can see the volcanic rock. That's just solidified lava.
Over the last 100,000 years, this mountain was formed in a series of violent volcanic eruptions. And on a cloudy day, walking on her slopes almost seems like you're entering some dark and desolate place. It was midday, but due to the fog and thick cloud coverage,
The visibility at the moment is like maximum 10 meters. If you look in front for the group of people.
the only thing that seemingly changed in the first 2 hours was that we passed 6th and 7th mountain stations that sadly smelled like toilets and sold water at exceedingly higher prices.
Water was 300 yen and toilet is already 200.
Price of drinks, 400. You can literally tell how high you are by the price of the water. If it starts at 300, like tick, 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 climbs up.
However, the most important thing that everyone should know about mountains is that their moods change fast. It started with a glimpse of blue in the clouds,
There's a hole in the ceiling of the sky. There's a hole in the ceiling of the sky.
and suddenly, for the first time, we saw what we were up against.
For the first time today, it's clearing up. Just look at that.
You guys are lucky.
We are lucky.
You're lucky. We didn't get any of that yesterday.
Nothing.
We had gusts of winds, fog, rain, everything.
No.
We had stress and anxiety and panic attacks in order whether we can even climb it.
It was intimidating, but stunningly beautiful at the same time. We quickly stopped to seize this moment, because as we know, things here change quickly.
Yep. It was clear for exactly 7 minutes.
Yet when the next wet cloud rolled over our shoulders, the landscape did no longer seem so desolate. From the green vibrant plants to steep rocky hillsides, the mountain had revealed herself to us.
Did you see that? In a matter of seconds, in a matter of 15 seconds, the cloud just disappeared.
And so instead of the eerie feeling we had before, our hearts now were filled with anticipation. Or at least this is what I felt.
The more we do weather-dependent activities like mountain trekking or hiking, the more I start to check the weather. But it's not in order to prepare more or prepare better, it's just to worry more. Joe is fortunately the complete opposite.
I'm inside a cloud.
I would like to be a little bit more like him.
Even the people we ran into on the route seemed happier after the moment of clear skies.
Peace, peace. Yeah.
And there is no denying that the people you meet while climbing are without a doubt a small part of the mountain's magic.
Konnichiwa.
You see, up here it does not matter what job you have or what clothes you wear. Because compared to the might of Fuji, we are all equals. It's a deeply liberating feeling to be in a place without judgment. The atmosphere here is friendly, and the only notion that binds climbers together is camaraderie, because all of us know what hardships lay ahead. And at around 3,000 meter point, these hardships start to show.
What are those beautiful boots you're wearing?
This is called Liisu's leather aviator boots. And these are taking me and could take you up this mountain.
But honestly, if you're looking for good and reliable travel gear, then go and check out our webpage in the description of the video. From boots to all the good stuff you can carry on airplanes, you can find it all there.
Get some sexy boots. Get some sexy boots.
Is this the worst commercial in YouTube history? Probably.
Well, anyway, if you start from the sea level, then at around 3000 meter mark, you begin to feel the elevation on your body.
On a steep mountainside, they're definitely not easy to climb. With every step you take, you lose like a quarter of the step. You just slip back down a tiny bit.
Also, breathing becomes harder due to the lack of oxygen in the air.
You take 20 steps, you breathe. 20 steps, you breathe.
And even nature around you changes.
And there it runs. Wildcats on Mount Fuji. Tracks of wildlife all over the mountainside. Luckily for us, I think it's sleeping.
Okay. Most mountains that I've climbed don't have that many wild cats. And instead, what changes in the nature is the vegetation. It sort of disappears.
3.3 kilometers seems to be the line where all vegetation is lost.
And in a place of green plants, the color of sand and sharp rocks offer variety to the landscape. Yet at around this point, another unexpected thing happens. A thing I like to call emptiness. It's a feeling as powerful as drugs to many climbers. And the best way to describe it is as a clarity of mind, while the rest of your body works hard. All worries and thoughts vanish. And what remains is a meditative state that feels like unconditional happiness. A simple beauty of present moment. Around 2 o'clock in the afternoon,
We're nearly there.
we arrived at Station 8. Without delay, the keeper of the station guided us to a place that was going to be our home for this night. It was a modest mountain hut, fitting nearly 50 people.
And 2 people get like a box where you have your sleeping bag, mat.
And yes, if you've ever been to a mountain hut before, then you know that those places tend to always smell like the laundry basket of a teenage boy. Staying inside for the whole day didn't sound appealing, but we had reached the camp few hours earlier than expected. And as we still felt quite fresh, it seemed only logical to continue climbing and return to our beds later.
So we're taking our chances and going up now already. We also have quite a lot of time, so we're gonna go and see if there's anything to see.
However, as we soon found out, there's a reason why most people climb Fuji during sunrise.
That's just unfortunate. The sunshine, we're supposed to be above clouds, but it's raining.
Clear skies did not last long, and through changing weather conditions, we continued upwards.
Got very fit, very fast.
This is tough. Oh, when the times get tough, the tough get going.
And suddenly, it just turned to a bloody hailstorm.
Coming.
Until somehow we made it to the top.
And the crowd goes wild. We have reached the top of Mount Fuji.
But to our surprise, it was much different from what we expected. Yes, the crater itself was absolutely beautiful.
Just look how big the crater is. Like, it's many kilometers to make this circle. And the colors of it.
The reds, yellows and blacks on the crater wall almost looked like they have been painted by an artist. Clouds dancing around the peak. But all around the crater, there were many buildings.
So much trash, so much. Yeah.
Weather station, temple, and even post office. And of course, it also had the distinctive toilet smell that we first noticed in the mountain stations. In a strange way, it seemed like we had entered a half-finished construction site that is built on top of an active volcano. It honestly created more questions than it answered.
And on top of the mountain, what's waiting for you? Heavy machinery.
But before we could inspect it more closely, it started pouring rain. The thunderstorms had reached us.
Another hailstorm. Another hailstorm. Doo, doo, doo.
And the way back down was rough. We were wet. Our bodies exhausted. And after dinner, around 7, we went to bed to be ready and rested for the main spectacle on the coming morning.
At least our bellies are full. We are dry. And we're satisfied with our adventure.
Out of the blue, around an hour past midnight, we were promptly woken up.
For more than an hour now, people have been.
The lights shining and people talking loudly. It was 2 hours before the official starting time, and we just couldn't believe our eyes.
You can sort of see that this is so commercialized that the people here, they just don't know how to take. They just don't know how to take care of other climbers.
We had never seen such lack of empathy from climbers before, and we excused themselves in our heads, saying that they have probably never climbed the mountain before. By 2 o'clock our sleep was gone, and the only reasonable thing to do was to also start climbing. However, the grumpiness vanished as we saw our surroundings for the first time.
Like lit up cities, an actual sky, so there's a chance that we will see sunrise today.
The cities glowed bright beneath our feet. And on the other side, a snake of bright headlamps was making its way up Mount Fuji.
It's so wild. There's like a train of people going up, but now we're seeing it from the below. And there's just
It was calm and beautiful.
How's it going? What you feeling?
It's much easier than yesterday. I'm barely out of breath. Actually, I'm not out of breath. It's just very smooth and nice hiking up this morning.
The 2 hours went by fast, and about an hour before sunrise, we summited the mountain for the second time. As there was still a lot of time left before sunrise, we took a moment and started talking about our journey. For many times in the past, Fuji has been named the world's most beautiful mountain. But after seeing it up close, it was quite obvious that this beauty is measured from afar. The views around this mountain really are some of the most beautiful in the world. But I think I expected a little more from the hike itself.
I must say it's not like a beautiful hike, but I think most people do it more of the destination and not the journey.
Don't get me wrong, it was still a lovely climb, but due to the lack of variety in the landscapes and the mere amount of construction that takes away from the mountain's natural beauty, it just wasn't the world's prettiest hike. But just as I was about to continue my rant, this happened. The moment that everyone on the mountain was waiting for. The last scene of the show. Spectacle that makes the hardships of the previous day seem like nothing.
A wonderful and special feeling to be up here.
And of course, as Japan is known to be the land of the rising sun, it felt even more special to be standing there.
As we're the first ones to see the sunrise in the world today, we can tell everybody out there that it's gonna be a beautiful day.
It's gonna be a beautiful day.
So as the last thing, if you were to ask me if I would recommend climbing Fuji to others, then surprisingly, yes I would. It's a fun and challenging 2-day adventure. But if you wish to experience the true magic of the mountains with less people and much more interesting landscapes, then make sure to watch this video next. Thank you for watching, and bye.